Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Tuck and Tell. Tuck and Tell is a solo video version of My Girl Life podcast. It is December 31st. It's New Year's Eve. And as you can tell, I'm all dolled up. I've got a big party to go to. I'm very excited. And before I go, though, I wanted to do a quick episode. And I'm going to talk about the pursuit of happiness. It is a quest as old as time, as old as humanity. Yet finding the universal secret to happiness remains elusive. Many seek happiness through external markers, success, wealth, status, only to discover that these pursuits often leave them unfulfilled. I know I was that person. Happiness researchers suggest that our brains are wired to constantly seek new goals, a trait beneficial for survival, but a challenge for contentment. This tendency can create a cycle where we are always reaching for more, never pausing to appreciate what we have. I like gratitude, and I think you need to do gratitude every day. Now, I don't do it every day, but in the morning, a lot of mornings, I will start the morning off and just go through a list of things that I'm grateful for, because by the end of the day, I don't have enough of this. I don't have enough of that. I don't have enough time. I didn't get enough done. And I forget about the things that I'm grateful for in this amazing life that I have. So I think starting your day off like that really kind of sets the tone. Studies reveal that lasting happiness often comes from internal qualities: gratitude, as I mentioned, connection, purpose, and resilience. These require ongoing efforts, though, and self-awareness, unlike the immediate dopamine hits of material success or social media validation. I think we can all relate to that. Another hurdle is that happiness by nature is a subjective and fluctuating experience. So what brings joy to one person might feel empty to another. And what makes us happy today may not satisfy us tomorrow. I know that was true for me, big time. Commitments even to small, consistent choices that foster well-being, embracing imperfections, finding meaning in ordinary moments, and nurturing relationships can foster happiness. I know I've done a much better job of that in the last 5 or 6 years. I spend way more time talking to my friends and my family on the phone or texting when I could be working more, and I've sacrificed a little on that. But I got to tell you, I'm much happier, and my relationships with those people are deeper and better. And, I've buried both my parents in the last 5 years. And when you bury somebody, that's it. Whatever they owned, whatever they had, whatever they built up, it doesn't matter. You go into their home and half the stuff you throw away, or you grab a few keepsakes, and that's it. So what was all that for? It's the memories that the living take with you. And I think that's what's important. So here's what I think is the secret to happiness. You ready? And it's not specific things or activities. I feel it's simplifying things. See, most of us are way too busy, way too distracted, and we're bombarded with information from social media, 24/7 cable news. And oh, by the way, we have a gazillion channels on TV to choose from. One of my favorite books is called The Paradox of Choice, and it talks about how we think more choices are better for us, but they really are not. And it's kind of counterintuitive, but it actually makes it harder to make the decisions in the first place. And then when we do make the decisions, we worry about all the other choices we didn't make. And, just think about buying a pair of jeans. It used to be 2 or 3 different styles or whatever. You bought your jeans and you went on your way. Now there's 50 different styles. And so just making the decision in the first place gives you a headache. And then once you make that decision, you're like, well, maybe I should have gotten the other pair, or maybe the other pair fit better. You see somebody else with that same pair, maybe I should have gotten those. This is true with automobiles, really anything, and especially online dating. So many choices. You pick one, and then you're thinking about what are the other ones? What would happen if I'd have chose them? So, it can drive you crazy. It's counterintuitive, but I love the book. It's called The Paradox of Choice. So when we have less choices, good choices, that is, studies show we are much happier. Ultimately, I think secret to happiness isn't that complicated. The simple formula of something to do, someone to love, and something to look forward to has been proposed as a straightforward recipe for happiness, and one in which I truly believe. I really buy into this. This theory is attributed to various thinkers over the years. It captures some of our most universal drivers of enjoyment and contentment. So let's take the first one, something to do. This gives us a sense of purpose and direction when we're engaged in meaningful work, a hobby, or a passion. We experience fulfillment and growth. Having a reason to get out of bed each morning, even if it's small tasks, adds structure and a sense of accomplishment. Now, I know when we're knee deep in our careers, we probably don't even think about not having something to do. There's too much to do, right? A career and family, kids, a significant other, those types of things. But as you change your priorities, or as you get older, or even maybe retire, you are left with a bunch of time. And what are you going to do with it? You know, they say the two riskiest days in a human's life is the day you were born and the day you retire. So finding something to do, a business you want to start, maybe something on the side, just communicating with friends and family, or volunteering could be very meaningful and give you purpose. So next is something to love. Obviously, this one's very important. And having someone to love may be obvious, but I think we need to focus on that. Human beings we're inherently social creatures, and our relationships provide us with belonging, support, and intimacy. You know, we always talk about how much we feel or don't feel loved, but I don't think we always think about how much we're loving other people and how important that is, not only to them, but to us. I know when I don't have a romantic partner, I feel a void. Actually, I feel this love built up and I don't have somebody to give it to. Now, I have friends and family that I love, but when it's not that significant other, then I feel like I want to love somebody and do things for them, whatever. And so that's not only important to them, but it's also important to you. So having that someone to share the life's highs and lows, you know, that person, when something great happens or bad happens, that's the first person you're going to call. It makes you feel valued and understood. That one's important. The last one is something to look forward to. It gives us hope and motivation. Anticipating future events, big or small, gives us a sense of excitement and direction. Looking forward to something, in a lot of cases, is half the fun. You know, when you plan a trip or if you got something planned coming up, you look forward to it. You talk about it. And isn't that part of the fun, half the fun? You know, someone once told me, if you want to do something nice for an older person, tell them you're going to take them out to dinner, but tell them a week ahead of time. And that way it gives them the week to look forward to it and think about it. And if it's a woman, they're going to pick out a bunch of different outfits and probably have the outfit they're going to wear days before you even go out. I know I have several things I do look forward to every week. I really look forward to them. And when it's Monday and it's hard to get out of bed and you're thinking, oh, I'm got to get back to the grind, I know I got something planned for Wednesday or Friday or Saturday, and that gives me a little boost. And so I think that's important. So at the risk of oversimplifying this whole thing, I think it's worth looking at just that, simplifying the whole thing. I think this is something that we can wrap our head around, even in our busy lives. And I think that's the key, is to simplify. So remember, something to do, someone to love, and something to look forward to. I hope this helps some of us become a little bit happier, and maybe we can start that in 2025 because we could all use that in these times, right? That's it. So Happy New Year. And remember, be bold, be kind, and be you.